Welcome to Castaway Cay.
Yes, as that fun-loving guy said, we're on Castaway Cay, Disney's private island just for the Disney Cruise Line today. We're going to do a full island tour and check out everything there is to do on this massive private island. It's the biggest one that I've been on so far, so I was excited to finally check it out. If you're like me and you'd like to plan, you will definitely want a plan if you're going to Castaway Cay on board. If you want a cabana on the island, those go extremely fast, 120 days out if you're in the Castaway Club at the Platinum level, or if you're a concierge member, you do have a chance of getting these, but besides that, probably out of luck. Besides that, we can show you exactly what we did during the day and our recommendations for what to do while on the island. So we took the Disney Dream down to Castaway Cay. We arrived around 7:30 in the morning, and then it takes about an hour for the ship to be cleared to go ashore, which is a little strange, but then when you realize that they use a lot of the waiters on board as your beach staff, and they use a lot of materials that the ship is actually bringing on shore as part of your day at Castaway Cay. So it takes them about an hour to get all of that situated. If you've been to Castaway Cay before and you just want to stay on board, it's probably an excellent time to go check out the aqueduct, which I'm shooting right here. Limited lines while everyone is at Disney's Castaway Cay. I recommend consulting a map. This place is gigantic, so this is only about 10% of the island. The rest of it is undisturbed, so Disney's just developed a small part of it. As you get off the ship, you'll see the post office where you can actually send a postcard home, which is really cool with, some special Castaway Cay cancellations. And you're just going to walk away from the ship and towards all of the public facilities on the island. You can also take a tram that will stop at several stops along the way. My wife and I were doing the Disney's 5K on the island, so that's all self-guided right now. We didn't mind the walk. The tram line was a little long, so a little added bonus here was Goofy and Pluto doing some beach activities on our walk, and the characters will swap out during the day, so that's a really fun bonus there. You can take a selfie, you can enjoy your time with the characters, and there was really no one around us, so looking for that character interaction, there you go. So once you get to that tram stop, you're going to see on your right Scuttle's Cove. This is for kids ages 3 to 12. It's an extension of the Oceaneers Club on board, so you have a lot of scheduled activities. You have a big sand play area, lots of fun to do during the day, and then the adults can scurry off the adults-only Serenity Bay at the very far end of the island. So if your kids are interested in that, that is definitely an option. So across from Scuttle's Cove is an activities area that features a lot of pedal boats. You can also pick up some paddle boards, that sort of thing. There's also Castaway Ray's Stingray Adventure, which is an upcharge. It's $56 a person for your 1-hour excursion. It's right off the beach, and you get to meet stingrays in a very controlled environment, so that's super cool. And then nearby, you also have a first aid station, your first restrooms, and then Seashells She Shells, which is the island's main shop. There's also Mount Rustmore, which are those giant Mickey and Goofy paintings you saw on the old moorings over there, so that's a good photo opportunity. Pop's Props is where the kids have their dining during the day from Scuttle's Cove. And then here is the start of the Family Beach. So near the Family Beach is Cookies, which is one of two main areas to grab the free lunch. Yes, there is free lunch on Castaway Cay, much like your cruise, which is great. We actually ate at Cookies too, so I have better shots of that, but they have some nice lunch options here, sort of a barbecue feel, and we'll show a little bit more of that once we get to our lunch portion, which is a little further down on the island. So we chose to plop our stuff down on the Family Beach for most of the day. There's a nice little play area there in the water, beautiful views, and then it overlooks the big snorkel area that we're going to show you towards the end of this video. This area does have a bar with some specialty cocktails, and then it's also nearby In the Shade, which is a great area for later in the day when it is just really, really hot in the Bahamas. They have pool tables, they have ping pong, they have Pop-A-Shot, super fun, lots of things to do for the family. keep walking down the beach, we're gonna run across Bahamian Retail. So this is more local souvenirs. This isn't really anything Disney branded. It's super cool that Disney allows, you know, some local handicrafts and things like that to be sold on the island and really contribute to the local economy. So as we keep walking here, we're gonna come to one of the main crossroads points at Castaway Cay. Lots of things to do in different directions, so we're gonna try and show it all. To the left there are some more restrooms, which is great. So there's plenty of restrooms on the island, never a line for the restrooms or anything like that. Lots of areas to change if you need to. And then we're gonna keep walking, and over to the left is gonna be Pelican Point. So there's a bar on the point that we'll show you in a second with great views. Definitely recommend going over there. Straight ahead is flippers and floats. So this is where you'd rent snorkel gear. If you brought your own snorkel gear like we did, you can just get one of the required life jackets there and snorkel. And then of course there's the adult bar, which is super fun. Get your island cocktails or you know, some coolers that you can buy as a souvenir to keep your drinks cold, and you don't have to keep going back to the bar. And then here's some more seating for families, so plenty of seating here for the entire ship. And then if we keep walking in this direction, we're going to eventually come to Cookies 2, which is the other main dining area in the main family part of the beach. Serenity Bay has their own dining as well. All three of these have very, very similar menus. Cookies 1 and Cookies 2 both have exactly the same menu, and I believe that Serenity Bay has a slightly more upscale steak, you know, because it's adults only. But we did get a chance to dine there, so I couldn't confirm that. But plenty of areas again to sit. There's this area was closed when I walked by and filmed this, but plenty of bench seating. You can share tables with families. So lots and lots of opportunities here, and this is basically the end of the road for the family beach. But there are some bars in the sand. The sand bar is really cool, super fun area. And now we return when Cookies 2 is actually open, just so we can show you exactly what the lunch looked like. So lots of barbecue options, ribs, brisket, burgers, hot dogs, that sort of thing, all pretty upscale. It's nice to have stuff cooked over an open flame, which is obviously a little different on board a moving ship. So lots of options here for everyone, and it was all pretty delicious. So now we're going to rewind back to that crossroads area and turn left to Pelican's Point. So you see over there the big water slides that are in the water. We'll check those out in a bit. But then you have Pelican's Point over here with great views of the Disney Dream. I love the Heads Up Bar. That's a great name for a place that's themed up to pelicans and birds. It's always something you gotta watch out for on the islands is a flyby. So another place to grab an adult beverage or, you know, smoothies for the kids, of course. So definitely check that out if you're looking for a place with a great view and get a cold drink. Back at the crossroads, there's also a place that you can grab a frozen themed beverage. These are non-alcoholic and are served, some of them at least, in very fancy Olaf souvenir sippers. So definitely check that out if you're a kid. This is a really, really fun area for the children. Nearby is the Hideout. This is for the tweens and teens. So there's sand volleyball and stuff like that. So a nice little secretive area for them. And then Spring-a-Leak is a fun little splash pad for the small kids as we walk to the airstrip on the island. So from this main area, we're going to follow these bikers over to Serenity Bay down the airstrip. You can rent these bikes for an hour as part of a package with Disney that also includes snorkel gear and floats. I thought that was pretty nice and makes for a great day. If you're looking for something reasonable, didn't want to do like a banana boat excursion, which Disney does offer, or parasailing or a snorkel trip, something like that, you can just rent bikes. So here's the airstrip. This was actually here before Disney bought the island, and it leads all the way down to Serenity Bay, which is a cool little secluded area for adults only. If you're a runner, you're going to be very familiar with this airstrip because this is where you run the 5K. You get a free medal. About halfway through the course, you come across this awesome observation deck. You can also ride your bikes along this path, but it gets you into the more undeveloped part of the island. I really like this part. So definitely don't miss this, whether you just want a little bit of exercise or if you want to do the full run of the 5K. By the way, the 5K, we measured it, not quite 5K, but we still took the medal. So we're going to keep making our way to Serenity Bay. I promise we're going to get there, but we have to stop and check out this awesome real plane that has Donald Duck painted on the side. This is kind of themed to like a Castaway Air, and we've made it to Serenity Bay, which is themed to kind of like a deserted islands airport. There's a cool hangar with a bar. They have restrooms. They have this seating area over here with the restaurant, so you don't have to leave here if you don't want to. But it is adults only. We did a free yoga class here at about 10 a.m. on our day of our visit, which was really cool. You can also elect to rent your cabanas over here. I will say the views are really pretty. I did prefer the family beach. During the later parts of our day, the tide was really low, so not really a ton of swimming to be done over on this side. But if you just want to look at really pretty water and enjoy a nice cocktail, they had some acoustic guitar going on later in the afternoon, which was really cool. It was made for a really nice environment, and it just was a lovely place to hang out. So after one last shot of Serenity Bay here, we are gonna check out snorkeling. So this is a free activity on the island. They have sunk in some really cool items, some from Disney history. Offshore, there's not, any coral reefs per se, but I did see a lot of fish. So it was nice that Disney sunk some things for us to go swim after. There are buoys all over the place, and they kind of mark them. It was a lot of swimming. You got to be kind of a strong swimmer, comfortable with swimming to get out there. So keep that in mind. So as we dive under the water with my GoPro, you can see, or the first thing you see is this plaque that said, "Look around, you may find a treasure," which is pretty cool. And there's lots of pots and cannons and lots of mystique as you make your way. And lots of fish. We saw a stingray, which is pretty cool. There was a moray eel at one point. But you start coming across these boats and sunken, bigger items, which is super cool. I like to poke my head in to things, so I definitely had my life preserver deflated as much as possible so I could do some free diving down and check out those fish. And then we came across Mickey Mouse's statue, which looks like it was, on the bow of a ship, which is super cool. They had a couple of these around with different characters, so make sure you try and find them all. And then from there, I think my favorite was this submarine from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This used to be an attraction at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. So that was super cool. I loved this ride as a kid, and it was fun to check things out. Another favorite of mine was this sunken Dumbo ride vehicle, which is super cool. And I was trying to swim my way in there and get a picture. Didn't have much success, but super fun. Next, we're going to check out Pelican Plunge, which is the water platform with two water slides. One is a fully enclosed water slide that shoots you out super fast, and the other one is more of a kiddie water slide that's open. So that was super fun, and there's also a bucket of water that dumps every so often. You actually have to wade out to this platform, which is super cool. So super fun for kids. We waited about 10 minutes, so I imagine that the lines for these slides can get pretty long when the ships are full. We did sail towards the end of the COVID pandemic, so the ship was not sailing at full capacity, so just keep that in mind. If this is a major attraction on your list, maybe hit this first. I will say I loved the views from this platform. It had great views of Castaway Cay once you got to the top. So that reaches basically the end of Castaway Cay. Hope you guys had a fun time checking out the entire island. We certainly did. If you like this video, throw us a like, maybe subscribe. Something just to build the channel. I love making these videos. Love saving people time and money on their vacations and just maximizing it because time is precious. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.